We're live.
What's good, everybody? It's your gearhead, Mr. Logic himself. And as you know...
Hi, guys. It's your girl, Nate. How are you? Much love. Much love.
It's me. It's Adrian. I'm back, and I'm ready to go.
And make sure this is your first time you hit that like and subscribe button. As you know, this is one thing for sure and two things for certain. Let's go. So, as you know, we follow tradition. You know what I mean? How was your week?
It was good. I'm still very tired. Just a lot of family things that I have to get done. I went to horror nights last night.
Horror life?
Horror life. It was a lot of fun. It was raining, and I made the executive decision to buy this jacket.
Good call.
Cool jacket.
Good call. Yes.
It reminds me of the 90s.
I actually would love a jacket. Anything from Universal. Yes.
It was gonna be my signature jacket to take, even to Disney. I don't give a fuck.
That might start some beef. That might start
Okay.
some beef. That's not wise.
This with my ears, perfect.
Cross-dressing.
So you went to horror. How was it? Because we've been hearing like a lot of feedback that it's like busy, it's not worth it, they oversold.
Okay, so honestly, my suggestion is go during the week because I'm pretty sure all of these complaints are happening from people going over the weekends. Last night was Thursday night, and honestly, it was a perfect time. I went with my brother and my cousin, and honestly, the wait times for the houses weren't that bad. I went last year, I think it was on a weekend, and there were wait times for houses like 2 hours long.
Let me ask you
This year, most of the houses were like 35, 40 minutes. There were like one house that was like 80 minutes, and that was like the most popular house, like one of the new ones. All the other ones were like a fair amount of time.
So educate me, because when you say houses, right?
Haunted houses.
Haunted houses.
Yes.
Ooh.
No. Yeah, I ain't doing that shit. I remember going to horror nights when I was like a kid, and some dude chased me with a chainsaw, and that shit ain't cool because it's a real chainsaw. It just doesn't have the chain on it. That shit could traumatize you, bro. Like, it's not funny, especially to black people. Like, I don't like chainsaws. Like, no.
Rip.
But the houses were literally extreme back in the day. Like, they used to grab you and shit. Do they still do that?
No, they can't grab you anymore.
Illegal.
It's illegal.
So how the hell do they scare you?
Jump scares. It's dark, like.
What happens if you hit them?
Oh, you can get in trouble. You could probably you can get kicked out.
But it's not your fault.
Yes, it is, because you shouldn't be punching people who are trying to scare you.
If you listen,
you asked for it. You paid for it.
You know why I don't scare my friends? Because my friends have guns. Okay, that's why I don't scare my friends.
He made a good point. You pay for the ticket, and somewhere, I don't know if it's like somewhere in like the fine print where it's like, okay, like you can't hit. I didn't read the fine print, but
yeah, keep your hands to yourself.
Keep your hands to yourself. My cousin, so he came from Mexico, so he's like, on vacation here, and he is very like
skittish.
No, not skittish. Like, he don't go fuck. He'll be like, oh my god, and then he'll like super curious, want to go like meet them and then like touch them, and I'm like, no, you can't touch them. We were walking, and those scare zones where people are just, like the people with the chainsaws and stuff, they're just there like trying to jump scare you or just looking scary and stuff. He looked at one person in like the disguise, and he was like, oh my god, look how cool. And then he tried like hugging them, and my brother and I were like grabbing him back, like, no, you can't touch them. And literally the person was like, step back a little bit. And I'm like, oh my
Mexicans
God,
are a different breed, because ain't no way my black ass is hugging somebody with a chainsaw.
And he was like, no, oh my god. And yeah, but going through the houses, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
What's scary, it's that like it's dark and there are some lights, and there's people hidden in corners that will literally jump out and scare you like a few feet from your face. That's what's scary.
You know that smell? That haunted house smell?
Yes, dude. That
smell.
This is a smelly smell.
That smelly smell.
What does it smell? Sweat?
No, it's like it smells like a fog machine, like a heavy fog machine mixed with like prosthetic, like.
You mean like a dance thing at the school, like those school dances?
I don't know how to explain it, but
I
like,
don't know. It's just because it's cold, so it's like a cold smell because it's so cold in those places. It's weird.
You just have to smell it,
and
it goes with the vibe of the house sometimes.
Because like you walk through the whole line, obviously sometimes the lines are outside or like in a like right behind, like inside the building, but like on the side that's not the haunted house. You're like walking through these lines, and then you smell like the outside and Universal, whatever the case is. But then you smell that smell. You're like, I'm close to the house, from right here.
You know,
Yes.
close. One house I definitely wanted to go to was a Stranger Things house, but I didn't get a chance to go to it.
So they're themes, like
They're
they're themes.
themes,
Okay.
yes.
Multiple, like 5 or 7, depending on how many.
Because I don't remember. So, is anyone high when they're doing this shit? Like,
Yes,
I mean, you can be.
you could be.
You gotta
that's
enter.
not wise.
I think it's crazy to try to smoke inside the park. I've had someone say like, "Hey, let's," and I was like, well, "Are you crazy?"
Don't do it.
What? Don't do that.
I feel like you should be able to smoke inside the
No,
park.
I mean,
though.
you know, it'd be cool if they let you, but there's a lot of kids, and at the end of the day, like, just don't smoke around kids, you know, like hide it from them. Be like,
Did I vape at Disney?
You did.
I did, right?
probably.
Yeah. I think you did. I mean,
Did
vapes, vapes are allowed, I think.
Yeah, I mean, just people like them too much. I guess they are.
I mean, you could get a
there are such thing
cartridge.
as like e-cigarettes. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
You can
people
get a
don't
cartridge
know.
and smoke at the park.
Wow,
then,
now that
right?
you said it like that, I never thought about this as being an e-cigarette. I'm gonna throw this away right now. Disgusting. You want this? I never thought about that.
I mean, just the ones that
E-cigarette.
strictly have nicotine in it.
Yeah, that's that. I didn't say. I
An
said I would never smoke
e-cigarette.
cigarettes. I'm smoking an e-cigarette. No,
Because
that-
people who
that-
smoke regular cigarettes,
You're
there are
smoking
smoking
a
zones.
USB.
I don't want that ever again.
Okay,
Whatever.
fair enough. I mean, again,
But yeah,
Maybe-
during the week,
I just don't like horror. I won't do it.
it wasn't like scary, you know.
See, what you call scary might be life changing for me.
It was just
And
jump
what I-
scares.
Okay, you.
during COVID, they had the scare actors
Mhm.
on top of like stadiums, so they couldn't even get near you.
Oh,
And
they
then-
had that plexiglass.
And then they had all the houses had like plexiglass inside.
Oh, that is
so,
lame.
Yeah, like they would only get up to the glass, and then you'd be like, okay, but you can see the reflection of the glass with like lights and stuff, and you just know.
Where do they go? Boo.
I mean, they come out like okay. We went to the last year I went to. We did the Texas Chainsaw House, and we the line stopped, but like we were in a section where there was 4 actors coming out. Because
Mhm.
you get 2 in the back and like
Oh.
1 in the middle, 1 in the front, and so they just keep on doing their routine. Like they don't stop because we stop. So they just keep coming out, and then, like you have one just kept coming out right here, and I was like, he would come, and I'd be like, oh, then I would come and be like, oh my god, how'd you get there? Because yeah, we just stopped. But it's funny. And then the year after that, they took all that down, and they would get like close to you, and they would just be like, ah, like this close. As long as they don't touch you, they could be like, that
Yeah,
close.
let me
Yeah.
tell you, I saw a bunch of actors coming out of like the house. I didn't physically see them because there was like a barrier, but like if you tippy-toed, you can kind of see like their heads and stuff. And but I was in a separate house in line, and the one of the security guards outside was like, "Hey guys, like telling us stop being distracted." They're very serious. Like they want the lines moving, and everyone was curious. They're like, "Oh my god,
I'm
is the
taking
this
my
guy's-
time. If I paid this money, I'm gonna take my time.
Nah, they will. They'll
Fast
put you in
pass,
place.
bro.
All I'm
Fast
saying
pass.
is, it's like, listen, I don't knock anybody doing it. It's if it's your thing, it's your thing. I just don't. I don't
It's-
find enjoyment in being scared.
Look,
should do it.
it's
We should
free
go.
parking after midnight, and I think after 11 the express passes are cheaper
So much cheaper.
because Horror Nights closes at 2.
Yes.
I mean,
That's what I
But
did.
you can do a lot
but
in
I
that
feel like there's
time.
conspiracy too because like these parks have so much money, right? Watch somebody actually been murdered there and they just cover it up.
Why not?
But you
like,
can and you can
you never
also
know.
you can also
You will never
ride
know.
the rides. Like I rode the Mummy, I rode the Rip and Ride Rocket, whatever it's called.
It's just so much cooler at that time. They like change the like the diner
Mm-hmm.
turns it like they take off the lights, like they change the lights on that, it becomes like the die-in, like you know. Like,
Oh,
like,
they really set up the theme
Yeah.
for
the
it.
Harry Potter section's open. You can get butterbeer.
which is cool. I didn't know that. So
Yes.
last year I went, but we got there like exactly like at 6 when the park opened.
Mhm.
To Here's the thing though, if you go early, like I like to go to Universal during the day, and then I go back to the hotel, like change, a shower, and then I go back to Halloween Horror Nights. But if you go to Universal during the day before that, you see everything set up for Halloween Horror Nights at night. There's just nobody in it. So you already ruined the illusion for yourself
Mm.
because you're like, all right, if I walk this bridge, it's gonna be like 5 people pop out. There's like 5 little things. But yeah, if you just wait and you go like when the sun sets, then it's but it's a whole it just turns into a whole different world because yeah, you have people walking around like actors and walking around in makeup and costumes and props, and then you have all the locations there change names to be, and then at the same time you still have the Rip Rider roller coaster fucking zipping through and the Mummy
Yeah.
ride.
I'm good off
It's
that.
so cool, bro.
Also, there are scare zones that you like walk through to get to another section of the park where the actors are like dressed up as like, you know, scary themed murders or whatever you want to call them.
Mhm.
And if you look at them straight in the eye with like an interesting look, like, ooh, wow, like so cool, like they won't scare you. Like they'll still want to scare because they know they like, what's the point of scaring someone who isn't scared? Because then that just ruins it. So they'll scare people that are like, oh my God, you know, the ones that are holding tight to their friends, and then they'll scare them and then they'll scream. Because then that kind of like brings in the emotion and everyone else is staring like, wow. And they're just like walking past you. I did that experiment and it worked. It worked.
No.
Like
It worked.
one of the scare zone sections, it was like an aquatic, like an underwater zombie monster shit. But the thing is, they have so much fog that it generally covers, and then they just pop out of the smoke.
Nope.
It's very cool.
Nope.
It's a lot of jump scares, but these people can't touch you. They can't hurt
Yeah,
you.
it's just fun.
And it's this safe feeling where it's like it's like a fun scary.
Yeah, and they sell liquor.
Because it's like a you know when Christmas time comes and all of the decorations and
That's
all
a double fuck no.
It's so much fun.
I don't like the holidays either.
It's so much
You're
fun.
such a negative Nancy.
I'm not a negative Nancy. I just know what I like.
We should all go together.
I just like the holiday, like
No.
Halloween, Christmas,
Nope.
Thanksgiving. Like
Nope.
every holiday has its own.
Nope.
You
Wow.
know.
I like 4th of July because you could blow shit up.
You can do that anytime.
Yeah,
Just
but
as long as you
get
the
away with it
fireworks
New
when
and
it's-
Year's.
I don't like my birthday.
birthdays. No.
No.
God. Okay. You know what? You stop talking. You're negative. You're like,
It's not negative because I say I don't like it. You know what it is with the holidays? I get irritated. Maybe because I work retail. It like kind of robbed me of like the enjoyment. Cause when I was younger, yeah, it's holiday season, you know, Mariah Carey, blaze that shit.
Mhm.
But after you heard that song 36 times in 1 hour, like you don't wanna.
you gotta let it go. You can't let that store keep your.
It's not the
happiness
store.
inside.
It's just retail.
But you're not in retail no more. Get out of it. That's it. It's a mind thing. You can enjoy Christmas, bro. They start putting on all the. You know when it's holiday Christmas time, when they start playing Home Alone movies. You
Dude,
know,
it's the nostalgia.
Die Hard. Die Hard.
Yes.
When
I mean,
Die Hard.
if that makes you.
No, that's a holiday movie.
No,
Oh.
but that's what
Yeah.
you like for sure. I mean, that's
Right.
definitely not Christmassy, but that's cool. I get it.
But they play it every year for the holidays.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
now
yeah.
officially a holiday movie.
Have you watched it every year? Because you know that it comes on.
Yep. You know?
I know that during the holiday season, at least here in America, it's very like, you know, it's like retail and it's very monopolized
Mhm.
or, you know, there's like money in it, very marketing, etc.
Well, that's
I
why they use the
understand.
colors, green and red.
Right.
Those things make you go.
I understand, but you know what? Let me live my delusion. You know, I don't care. My inner child comes out every year. I don't give a fuck if the holiday season is strictly for the big companies to make money. I will put on my onesie. I will make some hot cocoa during the Christmas time, and I will watch Christmas movies with my man in bed, eating gingerbread cookies,
It's very nice.
living my inner child. I don't care.
There's nothing wrong with that. I don't
I'll
think
live
there's
my
anything
delusion.
wrong with that. I don't. I
Or for
think.
Halloween,
I
like,
think now, if you're gonna go as far as, hey, we gotta go in the mall so I can sit on Santa's lap. I'm looking at you like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like,
Yeah,
no, we
no.
ain't
I'll
doing
probably
that.
make you as a dare. Like if you lose a bet, I'd probably make you do that as a dare.
Oh, that would-
just
that
for
would be
shits and
phenomenal.
giggles because
Yeah,
it's funny.
I'm not losing that.
I would take that
And
picture.
I'm
and
not
frame
sitting
it.
on no.
And send it to everyone's Christmas card.
Jolly
Every Friday.
fat
I would
man's
just
lap.
hang the picture right here of you just sitting
That'd be really
on
funny.
Santa's lap.
No.
Or like for
Yes.
Halloween, go trick or treating, but like buy a bag of candy from Walmart before, just so you have the candy. But like go trick or treating for the experience.
I gone trick or treating. I listen.
And then
The thing
adult
is-
style, like go to the beach and just eat your candy there.
Fair enough. I'm not against holidays, but
Okay.
that's that. How was your week?
Who cares? We're talking about way cooler things than my week. My week is so boring. I mean, it's fun. It's fun. I've been working. I've been doing
I
cool
mean,
projects,
you put up a cool picture though.
and I took it right back. I
You took it
archived
down?
that picture.
You took it down?
Yeah.
Why'd you take?
I don't know.
Why? It was a nice photo, bro.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was nice.
spread eagle.
It was cool.
I had a feeling he was probably gonna take
It's just
it
like, I
down.
don't know, man. You know, I don't post those things on my page anymore, and it's like
After that comment.
Thirst trap.
no, it's just been a while. It's been a while since I posted anything like that. Like,
Well, tell them what type of photos you were taking for
Oh,
context.
Oh, those photos were for it's like an OF shoot. But you know, it was done properly. It was like a content kind of date. But you know, I don't know. I didn't want I don't know if it's right to post. I don't know.
Hold on, let me ask you this:
there's a
is
lot
it
of
your
controversy.
age that makes you
I
do
don't
that,
know.
or is it like you think it's coming from a place of maturity, or you just don't want to deal with like the feedback that it might come with?
Nah, I guess both. A little bit of both. You know, at the end of the day, I think like negative feedback is always like, all right, I gotta think about it. And if you're like the type of person who likes to like grow and you hear negative feedback, you kind of like consider it for a second. You're like, all right, like whatever.
Well, let's
you know,
let's
So
take
I
a
just-
shout out to growth, man.
you know,
Shout out to growth. I like that.
growth
Man.
is dope,
Shout
but it's
out to
like I don't
growth.
know. I was just
That's
like,
good shit.
like it's just a picture. At the end of the day, like I don't want to be known for just that, anyways. I don't really care.
Man.
You know, let me see that real quick one time, just out of curiosity.
Oh, you talking about this?
Nah, not that. Just
You want to see this?
that right there.
This e-cigarette?
Yeah, that you said.
That's so. Oh man,
So fuck. Let me see that right quick though.
Mm-mm-mm.
you don't want this, man. You don't want this. This is bad for you, bro. You were just saying.
I like my
Like,
vices. I like it to hurt.
this is a vice, man. It has a grip on your life.
I like it. I like it. Let me get that grip back though.
You know what? You making that noise makes me now you want to smoke these. Straight up. Like, yo, I ain't gonna lie. There's some people addicted to this shit, and I mean addicted. Like,
Oh
ain't
yeah.
gonna say no names, but
Nah,
yo, I be
just-
coming in to work and shit, and dudes be like, yo, did I get it off that? I'm like, nigga, it ain't crack rock,
Nah,
bro.
it's
Like,
been days since I've had one.
They
I
see
just
you come in
got
and
it
like Jason
earlier.
has one. Jason, get
yeah,
one real quick.
bro. And
Yeah, it's
it's
pretty
like,
bad.
and then you start looking at yourself because other people, you know, like
Yeah.
when you like something and other people like the same thing, you start watching how they behave, and it kind of messes with your head. It's like, I don't feel like that, do I?
You ever
You
wake
know what I'm
up
saying?
like? Are you ever like laying in bed with it and you go, like you're looking for it? You're
like,
fiending for it.
Yeah,
the
that's
time that you
bad,
know.
bro.
When that happened to me, I stopped buying.
All
it. I
right,
was like, oh,
guys,
shit.
I'm gonna make a pact. This is gonna be my last night, and I said it before, but this time I mean it. This time I honestly mean it.
Why are you laughing about
If
it?
he buys another one, he has to sit on Santa's lap.
I love it. I love that
If you buy
idea.
another one,
If
gotta
you have to buy another vape,
You have to sit on Santa's lap.
All right,
Well,
do I
come
still
Christmas
get to
time.
keep the one I have now
Yes, till it runs out.
till it runs out?
Yes,
Till it runs out.
that's a normal thing,
Is
bro.
that fair?
I
Well,
wanna-
yeah, because it's already fucking 3
He's
days old.
He's already, yeah, it's gonna run out in the next
3
24
days
hours.
old. Okay, I'll shake on that.
Wait,
We'll
wait,
shake
wait,
on it.
wait. You said that you fucked up. You
No,
fucked
no,
up.
no.
you
Shut
can
up.
have it, you can have it.
Stop adding fuel to the fire.
But you fucked up because you
All
said
right, so if I buy another vape, I will have to sit on Santa's lap for the holiday season.
Yes! We know
Man.
this is gonna do
Oh,
it.
yeah.
you guys
that's
are
right.
witnesses.
Y'all witness. Hey, listen, I'm not doing it.
That
You
includes
are,
'cause I ain't gonna smoke.
e-cigarettes
Nah.
and cigarettes.
Yeah, that's no problem. I can still smoke weed.
that's fine.
No,
Can't-
yeah, that's fine. No, no.
I feel like we should have like also included like a wig, like a crazy wig for
Nah,
that
y'all
picture.
just trying to go
like,
deep with it,
what
bro.
if we just gave you like a blonde, like a white boy blonde Justin Bieber kind of cut?
I mean, if we do that, we have to take back the Santa thing because I know he's not going to do both.
no, we could have both of this. Duh, that would be a phenomenal. We
Too
want
late.
good pictures. I know we messed
Too
up.
late.
We got a good deal though. We got a good
But-
deal.
On that note,
Sitting on another man's lap.
I have a question for y'all. As we're
Okay.
going to get into today's topics and whatnot, I have a question because I want to see where you guys stand with it.
You have answers.
Shout out to my sister Jenny, man. She hit me with this question that I found very interesting because, especially for those who are in relationships, it's definitely going to be something to ask. Now, mind you, the question might surprise some of you. The response might surprise some of you, but I really want to see where the mind is at.
Okay.
So, ladies, your husband and your father are arguing. Your husband says, go get in the car. Your father says, sit down. What's your next move? So, being that we have a lady in the house, if you's married to your mans
Mhm.
and your daddy and your dad are arguing, see what I did there? Say daddy, dad. Yeah. What are you doing? Now, mind you, for sicker or worse, you're married to this man. You know what I'm saying? Word is bond.
Mhm.
You have your father who raised you. You're half of him.
Mhm.
And they're arguing. Your husband says, get in the car, we're leaving now.
Mhm.
Your daddy says, sit your ass down, girl. Who are you listening to?
None of them.
Just gonna
None of
walk
them.
away. Just gonna not in the car. Stay. Just gonna walk away.
None of them.
Go towards like Publix or something.
Explain your reasoning, please.
Because I'm not gonna let any man, regardless if it's my husband or my dad, tell me what to do. Like, in such an angry, like unreasonable manner? Like, what are they even fighting about? Is
Okay,
because that depends a lot on my answer
Yeah.
too.
No, agreed. Like it's an open book. But before I give you a scenario, what about you, Aiden? You got your wife. I think it's even harder for men because I'm a mama's boy. Watch what you say to my mother.
Oh my
Watch what you
God.
say to my mother, because I will fight you and bite your face. I will Mike Tyson you. Okay, I will bite your ear. My mama I'm a mama's boy. I love
Right.
my mom.
Mhm.
I love my mommy.
Mm.
But you're married. Your wife is arguing with your mother.
Okay.
Your wife says, "We're leaving, get in the car." Your mommy says, "Sit your ass down." Who you listening to?
Okay. I mean, whoever sent you, I mean, your sister sent you that question.
Mm.
Set up for failure.
Mm.
Set up. That's one of those questions you see on like on the blogs to get you riled up on Twitter to get you going for like the next 3 weeks.
Mm.
Just because, I mean, look, I feel like you should be able to step in between that and be like, why are we fighting?
Shut it down.
Yeah, like, why are we fighting?
But we're talking like worst case scenario. So let me give you guys
so
a
now
scenario.
it's like the worst case. All right, give me a scenario. Yeah.
All right. So the context of the fight is pretty much finances.
Okay.
Right. Your dad, your husband lent money to your father.
Okay.
There was a dispute about the payback. Your father feels you should basically be given extended time on the agreement that it was made, right? So meaning you got 3 months to pay it back. It's been over 3 months. Your husband's upset. They get into argument, disputing that. Who do you listen to and why? Or if you're still going to walk down the middle, and why?
So if we're talking about money issues,
Mhm.
I need to find out why my dad can't like pay us back.
Okay.
You know, if it's like do or die, like something really
Mhm.
bad is happening. Okay, like you know what? If we don't need the money urgently, then take your time. We expect it back.
So you would basically
depends.
you would basically try to be the middle maker, I'm assuming,
Yeah.
but essentially you wouldn't agree with your husband on the payback. Like you would basically like,
I
no,
would
give him the
want-
time
no.
to
I'd be
pay
like,
back.
pay us back, but because you're
Mhm.
going through a really tough time, like I understand.
Extend the payback.
But if, for whatever reason, hypothetically speaking, let's say my dad, is reckless with the money or whatever, I'm going to be upset because I'm like you're my dad and I love you, but we lent you this money and now you're being irresponsible. You
Okay.
taught me how to better my finances. So why are you being a hypocrite?
Okay.
Like, I feel like in that moment, I would have to parent my dad.
Okay.
Because I use
essentially, but you're not listening to either of them.
No, I will use logic to dictate the conversation.
Bro, I
will
can't
try
be
to.
there.
I will.
I can't be there.
bro.
So, I'm sorry.
I will try to. I like to use logic in an argument. To be the middleman.
I summon logic.
To give reason. to give reason.
Okay.
Like
That's very
I
important.
hear both sides and I empathize with both sides. But if there's one thing that I'm not going to do is let my emotions cloud my judgment and the argument that we're having in that moment.
Mhm.
So I'd be like, babe, I agree. We should get our money back. Dad, depending on what the situation is. If
You would basically
if
be
you're going through a
compassionate
tough
and
time,
reasonable.
compassionate, reasonable. If you're reckless with the money, I need to parent you because why are you being reckless about this?
Okay. So
It depends.
to go deeper into detail with that, right?
Mhm.
So you said you would basically try to console the situation, but if it came to a point where you had to make a decision, whether you're happy about it or not, you have to make one or the other. Would you, by default, listen to your father or you listening to your man? You have to make a choice. I know it sucks to put you in that scenario.
telling
Trust
you,
me, when
that's
I
a
give
fair
him his
question.
scenario, it's really gonna fuck him up. But
I mean, like I said,
essentially,
depending,
because it's your husband,
right.
now you know the context of it. So mind you,
look,
just to give you a better description, like the reason why your husband's saying to leave is
No, I know.
because he doesn't want it to potentially grow and
Right.
get bigger. The reason your dad wants you to stay because he doesn't want to break it off without
Right.
coming with a solution. So
I hear that.
naturally, if you're married, that's your husband. This is your father.
No, of course.
Who do you think? not trying to put you between a rock and a hard place, who do you think you would be more inclined
No,
to listen to?
So,
your husband or your
that
father?
situation would definitely put me between a rock and a hard place. But if there's one thing that I stand behind 100%,
One
are
thing
my
for sure,
values.
2 things for certain.
2 things for certain are my values and my principles. I won't break that for anyone. So I am loyal to my husband, and I love my father unconditionally. And I will use logic in, a logical sense in our argument to try to, be the middleman between both. I'd be like, look, babe, I love you. I think we should leave, but let me just talk to my dad real quick, because I know my dad and his personality. So I'm going to have to try to like console him, depending what the situation is, if there's one thing that I won't tolerate, it's anyone being unreasonable. Like, okay, this is an argument about finances. Let's not be unreasonable about this.
To throw a kicker in there, right? What about if it comes back to old school shit? You're a woman. This is a man's argument. Stay in your place.
Fuck that. I'm leaving, and you're not hearing from me from a few in days. Fuck that.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, you're smiling.
My mom will back me up. She'll be like, nothing, let's go. And I'll be like, yes, mom.
Hey, wait until I exhale, bro.
And I'm petty as fuck. I won't talk to them until they owe me an apology.
Fair enough. I have one for you. This one's a little jacked up. So your wife and your mother, right? Okay. The argument that ensues and takes place is because you guys are at the house, everyone's about to have dinner. Your mom takes away your wife from making you a plate. Instead of letting your wife make your plate, mom's like, no, I got it, and makes you a plate.
Okay.
They get in an argument about that.
That's crazy. My girl would never.
Listen, bitch, you're between a rock and a hard place.
I know. I'm answering for you.
So your mom is upset because in her response is like, that's my son. I birthed him. He came from my stomach. He came sucking on my breast. I breastfed him. You know what I'm saying? I basically brought him to life. And then your wife's like, well, that's my man. Okay. He comes in me. He basically is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's like,
on my breast too.
Yeah. He's like, she hits her with the dough, and they're going out.
Damn.
Now, mind you, your wife's like, you know what? We don't need this. We're leaving.
Yeah.
Your mom's like, mijo, you staying here.
Yep.
What do you do?
Okay.
And why?
You just make these questions up just to get people riled.
Yeah.
Who lives through these situations?
Honestly, yo, I ain't gonna cap. I don't know, because you're Hispanic, I'm Haitian. If you notice, like for women, if I bring a girl to the house and there's like an event going on, and that girl doesn't make me a plate, my mom looks at me with disappointment. Just like I'm pretty sure, like if you bring your mans around and he's not holding the door, or like say you're walking around the street with your family and he's walking on the easy side instead of the dangerous side of the street, your father's gonna be looking at you like, this is the man that you brought. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of peer pressure. If you're conscious to it, there's a lot of peer pressure. So what are you doing, homie? Hey, are you listening to your mommy? Or are you gonna listen to
your mommy?
Your mommy.
Yeah, so just to answer your question, I mean, realistically, yeah, same. I would obviously like use logic and stuff like that. But you know what? For the enjoyment of this question, I would just go with my wife, man. Because at the end of the day,
wait.
You go with your wife.
You going with your wife?
Yeah.
Now, all right, you made that decision. So let me double back real quick. The argument ensued because your mother wanted to make you a plate at a family function, right? Your wife wanted to make you a plate. They got in the argument. Your wife is saying we're leaving. Your mom's saying, mijo, stay here.
Right.
And you're choosing with your wife.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So the logic, you know,
happy wife, happy life.
No, yeah, but like logically, it would be, you know, step them both aside, have a conversation with each other, be like, look, babe, you can go. I think it's stupid, but you know, or we could just all just be like, all right, it's cool, it shit happens, and go sit down. Then I go to mom and be like, she's stupid. You kind of, you know, I'm not gonna say it, but, and then, you know, and just go back down and eat. But for the sake of this, yes, I'll go with my wife, because at the end of the day, I have to spend the rest of my life with her, you know. And my mom's gonna understand that, like, it's at the end of this one, but it's family. It's a family bickerman. It's not like I've had to choose between my mom and my girl. It's literally just all my family's bickering, and I just happen to know 2 people in my family.
Yeah.
And those 2 are bickering. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, all right, I'm just kind of like caught in the middle. Like, I'm just a messenger. Like, I deal with it. You gotta go with your wife, though.
If I were you, honestly, like I wouldn't use the word stupid, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, you know,
Definitely, you know.
a little much. You
See,
like,
right
that was
there,
that was a little
I
much.
like your feedback.
Yeah.
'Cause it gives.
Yeah, you should never call a girl stupid.
Yeah.
Ever, especially when they're mad.
Definitely pull them aside and like respectively and in a healthy manner put them in their place because
Was insane.
as
This is my
a
first word.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Right? Another scenario. Who are you gonna defend on this one? You going in the car, right? Shotguns open. Your man's and your dad get in an argument. Should your man give shotgun to your father, or should your father give shotgun to your man?
who's driving?
You are.
Oh, I'm driving. Okay.
Yeah. So, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So they're fighting whoever gets in the front. Now, who are you supporting and why?
Oh, why's my
Who do
family
you-
so dumb?
Listen, but these are actual things that have happened. Go ahead, love.
I just like to say that this scenario doesn't work for me because even though my dad drives trucks professionally, he has to be driving because if he doesn't drive, he gets car sick. So
This
if
is
like I
These aren't logic. We can't use logic with these. You just your dad
No,
has either
yeah,
stood in
what-
front of. He doesn't
that's
have.
so dumb.
He doesn't get car sick.
It
for
is,
this
but
But like in my real
it's
life,
actually
I'd be like,
happened though.
I'd be
I've
like,
seen
Dad, if you want
videos
to go in
where
the front because you might get sick.
Mhm.
I hate getting sick too. Go in the front, and my husband would definitely be empathetic towards that. Like he wouldn't
so
care.
would you choose?
Not in
Like I'm
logic's
saying they
world.
got in. They
not
got in the
enough.
argument about it. Who are you gonna say is wrong and who's right? Who do you feel should be able to sit in front? Your father, or should it go to your partner, your husband?
This is a
I
fake
just let my dad
scenario.
drive the car, and my husband and I will sit in the back
This
seat,
is
and I
fake.
will
Look at
give
his
my
face.
husband.
You have to
nice
make a
time.
choice, Nate.
No, I'm not making a fucking choice.
Look at it. Look at the disappointment in his face. He's like, it's either your dad or your man. That's it. It's either your dad in the
But this
front
doesn't
or your
make
man.
any
But it doesn't
sense.
matter.
It
Your dad
doesn't
doesn't
have to
get
make
car
any
sick in this
sense.
situation.
That's just what it is.
My dad will drive most half of the
Listen,
time.
it is a scenario, and you have to make a choice.
Who would you rather have
So
sitting?
yeah, if
your
you're
dad
gonna
or
argue,
this gentleman
who
right
do you
here?
support? Are you gonna support your dad or are you gonna support your husband? They
Oh my
both want
God.
shotgun. They're arguing. Your driver.
Nah, fuck it. I'm
Your
saying this
captain.
is too much trouble. I'm saying everybody take your own car.
I'm not going over.
Nobody is driving in this
What
car.
about you?
Nobody.
You choosing your wife or your mom?
Yo, everybody knows your mom sitting in the front. Your girl's cool. Look, your back seat should be comfortable. It's nice. You can sit back there. You know, it's not a big
So,
deal.
The girl
Your
sits
mom
in the
just
back.
sits in the front.
Your
At the
girl
end of
sits
the
in
day,
the
it's
back.
just
Mom sits in the front.
respectful. Yeah, it's not a big deal. What are we going like a 4-hour drive to Disney? Are we taking
It
like a
don't
20-minute
matter.
drive? It's not a big deal.
Okay, so the reason so I saw a video on YouTube. You know how like they do like the shorts and whatnot.
Yeah,
And short, listen,
I saw.
I'm gonna tell y'all
I've seen.
something, and I'm gonna be 100. Woman, mother, the name mother is the name of God in the eyes of children. Okay?
Yeah.
I got that from The Crow. I love that movie. Really
Okay.
underrated. So, with that being said, reason why I would agree with him, like, yo, I would hope my partner, my wife, would understand why my mom gets the front. And my mom is the type, she'll give you the front.
Also,
Mainly
there's
she don't
logic in your situation. We
no,
couldn't use it in
no,
ours.
no.
That's
I'm-
crazy. No.
No,
Your
because-
wife is not understanding.
No,
in this
yeah,
scenario,
facts.
your wife is
But
not
if it
understanding.
was
You have
come to that-
pick and choose.
Because my mother, if I had to make a choice, I'm giving that position to my mother. And the reason being is, at least in my mind, is as the provider, as the head of the helm, I have to look at it and basically see what is safer for the person, especially based on age. You get what I'm saying? So that's why that would basically what I would use to execute my reasoning of what choices I made.
You know what I
No.
feel like would be a nice thing to do is
Tell 'em
you and
both
your
to-
partner,
Drive and figure it out and go inside.
you and your partner, you know, when you drive, you know, depending who drives, either one of you has shotgun. Then when you have parents involved, I feel like it'd be a nice thing to ask your partner, be like, hey babe, you know, would you mind like sitting in the back? Like ask them, you know, like
Let me ask you this. We all were young at one point, right?
I'm still young. What are you talking about?
I'm talking fucking teenage
We look
years.
good, bro.
You know, when you get
uh-huh.
you know how like sometimes the dude's girlfriend or the girl's boyfriend don't get along with the friends and shit. Have you ever been put in a situation where like you got your friends and you got your girl in the car, or vice versa, and
Uh-huh.
it comes an argument with the radio?
No.
No.
I
So
literally
like-
avoid all stress in life. I have no idea what that
I
feels
feel
like.
like I feel like especially, you know, that whole thing, bros before hoes type shit.
Yeah.
That's where they try to factor that in, like, yo, dog, it's your boys first, nigga. How
But
you
my
gonna-"
girl's gonna
But
sit in the front.
that's what I'm saying.
100%.
So I used to catch a lot of heat for that. Like, dudes like, yo, that's fucked up. You gonna let her sit in the front? I'm like,
Yes.
that's my girlfriend.
Yes.
You can't do what she does for me, bro. Like,
Yeah, you're gonna sit in the back. You're lucky I'm offering you this
Like
ride.
if my man goes to me and he's like, damn, like, you know, my best friend, like I haven't seen him in such a long time. He's coming in town. Like the three of us, you know, if I've met him before, you know, kid friendly.
Yeah.
And he asked me, hey, like, do you mind if he sits in the front? Yeah, of course. Because he asked me, like, okay, you asked if I was okay with it. You know what? It's fine. Both of you have fun in the front. Respect
using
it.
logic.
If he would have just like his friend gone in the front and
Move,
not
bitch,
said
get out the
anything
way.
about it, I'd be like, oh, okay, that'd be kind of weird, you know?
Because I think where it comes, the reason I asked you this topic is because when you think about relationships and how they get more serious and more serious, the biggest conflict is usually family. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, this is why I tell you guys, be careful with information that you leak out, because they say when you tell your parents about your relationship problems, count the countdown because you got them involved.
Yeah.
To me, like, shout out to my, you know, my VP, my brother from another saga, is like, he challenges me in the sense of I could tell this man what I'm going through and he ain't gonna side with me. Most likely he's gonna side with my partner. And I feel like you need those type of people in your life, because if you're upset with somebody, you know, your partner, and everyone you vent to is on your side, you're not gonna get the real, because they're emotionally invested siding with you. Versus when you have people in your circle who oppose your views and oppose your decisions, who confront you about it,
Everything makes you think.
it makes you think. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I try to,
I think that's a true test of loyalty.
yeah, it
Is
is.
being able to service you and not siding with you from time to time.
I think that's important. Like, even with, you know, dudes I used to be cool with, anytime he got in an argument with his, you know, about his wife, I'll tell him like, yo, everything you telling me, did you tell her that? No, that's where you're fucking up. Because the truth of the matter is, a lot of situations would be fixed if you just expressed yourself in a reasonable manner. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you tell family, oh, fuck that person. You see, that's why they're not good for you. You tell your friends, oh, you know, he's probably fucking with another bitch right now. Misery needs company. And I think we forget that a lot when it comes to these type of situations, and especially when you're in a serious note of being married. I never been married before. Did I want to get married? Yeah, I was pushing for it and whatnot. But it comes to a devotion where it's like, damn, you know your parents are always going to be there. But obviously you chose somebody to create life with and to build a new foundation and continue. So it's like, it sucks. I feel bad for people who have partners that don't get along with the family. But at the same time, you got to take everything with a grain of salt. Like I always say, try to walk down the middle. It's important to walk down the middle sometimes, because no matter what, bro, it's like there's really no two lesser of evils. You got to own what decisions you make. And sometimes the best decision is walking down the middle. I hate to be that person to say it, you know, but that's really your only option, because even if you want to agree with the person, say your partner, you're still in the wrong, because it's going to hurt your father. You choose your father, it's going to hurt your man's. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I felt you when you said you want to be the mediator and try to reason.
Right. I guess my parents like unconsciously taught me that growing up, because, you know, my dad taught me that you can't trust anyone in this world. Like people will screw you over. You know, you truly have to like read someone to see like what their intentions are. My mom, on the other hand, you know, she's a very loving, caring person. You know, not to say my dad isn't, but they give me different perspectives.
Well, opposites attract. So
they do. And my mom,
she's soft, he's stern. Where he's soft, she's stern.
She definitely taught me that like life is short and you have to enjoy it. Like, you know, it's okay to make mistakes, and she's always there to like give me advice. And honestly, that's why like even with my family, you know, they've definitely taught me that family can definitely also screw you over. Yeah. And you have to realize that just because blood is thicker than water doesn't
blood make you related, but it don't make you family.
And that doesn't give you the right to disrespect you either.
Facts.
So I think like, and I always tell my parents this, I always set boundaries with my parents. I'm like, listen, I got you, but if you do anything that's like disrespectful to me, that's gonna hurt, and I'm gonna have to like set boundaries in place, and if that ever comes to it.
Boundaries and is self-love, at least to me. Like when you have boundaries, you have self-love.
But the same thing goes to partners as well.
Facts.
and anyone in your life, because boundaries, like you said, is self-love. You have to love yourself before, you know, you
Loving
can
somebody else.
love somebody
Agree.
else.
What about you, Adrian? You just nodding.
I'm just agreeing. It makes sense.
Makes sense.
You gotta love yourself.
You gotta love yourself. But how much love is too much love?
There's never enough love for yourself.
You sure?
Yeah.
What about people who are cocky? You don't
So?
think that, you know?
I think
What's the
think-
difference between being cocky and confident?
your ego? How you go about it?
Well, I like that one.
Huh?
I like that one. That was a good response. Good shit. Now, break that down for some of the viewers.
Period.
I'm so confident, you know. For instance, a person who's good at so like a good editor, right?
Mm-hmm. Versus a great editor?
Versus no, a good editor that's confident, a good editor that's cocky. Right? A good editor that's confident is just gonna be, he's not gonna go around telling people like, yo, I worked on this project, I worked on this, I worked on this. When like for instance, like sometimes like even me when they're like, oh, you edited that video, that's crazy. I was like, listen, it was,
You're modest.
I'm very humble about it. Like I don't care to be like, yeah, you know, I did that. Whereas I've definitely met directors who edit their own work and they're like,
You don't introduce
I did
me
that
to some
shit.
dudes where I'm looking at them like, boy, my nigga will mop your ass up.
writing me some shit. They're just it's like, and they're very much like,
You gotta appreciate it
Like, look
because
where I'm at.
courage is important,
but
but when they
another
take it to
level.
that next level, it's like,
Yeah, we're almost annoying. You're like, you kind of sound like you're doing too much. It's fine. Like we get it. You edit. It's cool.
no, I like that though.
So
The difference is ego.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Facts. Okay. So as we get into our next topic, as you know, Nate has Am I the Asshole? This one should be interesting. She was reading it a little bit to me earlier today, and I was like, yo, like just off rip when you hear it, you're just like, bitch.
Can't wait. That's
Like,
that's what I aim for.
Yo, am I the asshole? I just want to say thank you to the people on Reddit. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
and
you.
guys,
Appreciate
hit
you,
us up
Reddit.
with the comments. Give us a scenario of am I the asshole? We won't put your name out there. We
Yeah.
might look at you different, but we won't put your name out there.
This is more of like relationship advice. You know,
Alright.
I thought this was a little interesting. So
Dímelo.
the title is I, 21 male, saw the times my girlfriend, 20 female, had sex with her ex.
Hold on, say that again.
So like this is a guy explaining the story. So he says, I saw the times my girlfriend had sex with her ex.
As in like in person or like over a phone?
Well, I'm gonna read
video?
it, so it's
Okay.
gonna make sense
break
now.
that down. Shit.
Okay, look.
That's tough.
Hurt me.
To cut a long story short, my girlfriend started using birth control again. We were just hanging out in bed and she decided to show me her period tracking app. In this app, there's a feature where you can log when you have sex. She didn't plan to show me that, and honestly, I wasn't too keen on seeing it. Now, here's where things got a bit weird. I found out that birth control pills come in packs of 28, and I thought that was kind of odd. I asked why it didn't come in a 30-day pack, since there are typically 30 days in a month. Then she showed me a feature where that summarizes each of her periods, including how long they last. I noticed one of her periods was 50% longer, so I asked what happened there. She clicked on it, and it turned out to be a coincidence that the one cycle that was longer was the one when she had sex with her ex. I could see that she had sex with him 6 times in a 7-day week. I'm not really sure how to feel about all of this. I'm not mad at her for keeping these records, like they're medical records, not some scandalous stuff. But it does sting a bit to be reminded of her past relationship with her ex, especially when it's right there on the screen. It's even weirder when they're in a long distance relationship during that time and they had more sex in that 1 week than we do now. It's just a strange feeling knowing someone else had more action with your girlfriend than you do. How would you react in this situation? I'm not upset or disappointed with her, but I can't help feeling a bit weirded out.
My man, stop. Go get help.
Please.
Stop it.
What are you doing?
Go get some help.
Stop it. Go get
That's not. Boy, you serial killish vibe, dog. Like that's some serial. I'll tell you why,
Bro.
You tell. What do you think about that? And then we'll go to Adrian.
I mean, their age is showing. Like clearly his age is showing. Like he needs more time to mature because like it's important for her. Like he stated, it's important for her to keep records of this stuff just in case something happens. She knows, oh, okay, I know for a fact who I had sex with this week because I like jotted down, you know, like if a girl ends up getting pregnant, she can go talk to her doctor and be like, oh, okay, it could have happened between these days or, you know.
Yeah, but
like honestly,
him stalking that shit.
I know they were.
That's
She was showing him
psychotic.
something else, and he saw, like he happened to see
He
it there.
conundrum the whole thought process, like dog.
But
That's
He knows.
you can know, but you get what I'm saying. Like he
Right.
took it to like the third power, where you literally critically thought about the shit,
As he should.
and you're faulting her for something she didn't control.
Wait,
dog.
but your
She
reaction
did
is kind
control.
of like
she controlled cheating. She cheated with her ex.
no. This
No,
was
no.
no. This was before they started
before
going
they
out.
started going out. So what? Just to give the break, that's why.
matter, man.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, that
Because
doesn't
she
matter at all.
basically
Who
has a
cares?
chart. So when women take birth control, education time. Women take birth control, right? Some of those pills are placebos.
Yeah.
And the reason they're placebos, so they keep it in routine so they know to keep it going. Now, mind you, sometimes it's not to stop them from getting pregnant. Sometimes it's to regulate their menstrual cycle, or if they have heavy periods and shit like that. So there's reasoning. So for you men out there, just because she's on birth control, I mean she's fucking. It means that she might have a medical condition, or it's her business, her problem.
It's her business.
So with him, what he did, he took the chart and he separated from when she was with her ex to when he was with her. And on her chart shows her sexual activities. And he's literally sitting back and thinking about that heavy. That's one way to drive yourself fucking insane. That's
Dude.
one thing. That's what it was going on.
But like, I'm kind of confused at your reaction because, like, you know, you have
Given my
given, like, you know, I mean, you did state that some men, like, amongst their community, have certain things that they don't want to know about their partners. Like, let's say their body count, or let's say they don't want to know, like,
you talking about the topic we
size.
talked about today?
I mean, yeah,
All right, let's get into it.
because like,
Okay, so for a clear distinction, Nate came to my job today, and I was chilling with the homie, you know, Tati and Christina, and we were talking outside, and we were talking about a girl who's a porn star, right? And it was on, what do you call that shit? Jubilee Network?
I don't know.
Like, yeah, you're right. So it's like a Jubilee Network, and it was talking about, okay, you're dating a porn star. Would you feel comfortable with your partner going to work with you? She says no. They asked her to explain. She's like, oh, my reason is because I'm in my element and I'm being myself, and I don't want it to damage him, because if he sees me getting fucked by another guy, I might make a noise when I climax, or when he's, you know, giving it to me that I never made with my boyfriend, and it could damage him mentally. Now, here's where it gets crazy. That shit hurt my heart, and I'm not even in a relationship with this chick. But in the video, they zoom in on him, and you could see his hair rise on the, like, it hurt him, bro.
oh my god,
Like, that boy was contemplating suicide. Imagine your girl that you imagine he has feelings for her goes, oh, I don't want you to see me get down with another guy because I might make a sound that I never made with you. Like, that would do damage. So to bring it into account, we were talking about that, and I said to myself, I'll put my business out there. I don't care. There was a point in time where I was messing with Shorty. Then my boy messed with her, right? You're young. That's just how it goes, right? And we got into a conversation. I was talking to her, and she literally told me, yeah, my boy's bigger. Your boy's bigger than you, but you make it, you know how to use it. That shit fucked up my head. Because number one, I didn't want to, you know that shit. And I feel like that's the one thing, like, that could really mess a dude up. Because women's mouths are powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could destroy a man with the wrong words. So when I brought that up, I was like, all right, you know, shit. Thank you, I guess. But it still fucked me up, because it's like, damn, I didn't need to know that.
Yeah, because women see that as a compliment, but men,
That's not a compliment.
men amongst
That's-
men, they're
that's-
like,
that shit make, like, I didn't get mad, but it's like I didn't need to know that information.
You've gone your
Right.
whole life knowing that your homie's bigger than you. That's crazy. That's just a crazy thought to even
Like,
have in the back of your head, dog.
I don't
Just
like,
just
it doesn't.
it's just
I'll be real
unwarranted
with you,
just to have
it doesn't bother me. It's just like, you know, when someone shares too much information, it's like, yeah, I could have dealt with it. Yeah, I could have lived
You
without
think
that.
about it when you dap him up?
Listen, yo, to my brother out there, it's all love.
Oh my
It's
God.
just, that's why, like, that's how dangerous it is. You know what I'm saying? Now imagine if I was one of those dudes fixated on that shit, I'll be done. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
I made the point
Or-
of, like, how can a guy be fixated on the fact that I can't believe he's bigger than me? Dude, she just said that you fuck better. Like,
And you can take it as a
that
compliment, but you
you're
still-
10 times
but-
more better in bed than he is. Like,
I get what you
don't
said
know.
to me, but at the same time, why make the distinction
I
of
guess.
having to say that?
Like I said,
You know
a
what I'm
lot of
saying?
women
Like-
are naive
Okay, that too. So
about
Yeah, this is-
that
like,
kind of thing.
even then, you ever heard how people who confess to cheating is the biggest form of a narcissist? And the reason being because they're trying to give themselves closure without deserving it. Because think about it. For those who be like, oh, I swear to God, I'm never going to cheat. I'm never going to screw behind his back again. If that's the case, you don't need to tell him. You don't need to tell him because all you're going to do is disturb his peace. And I'm not saying to be quiet, but at the same time, a lot of people do that shit to give themselves closure. If you think about it, what would be the reasoning if you know in your mind, in your heart, you're never going to do this shit again? Why would you tell him?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because you feel guilty and you feel like opening up to this person is what's going to give you your closure, but you're actually double tapping that person. You're fucking them up because you already cheated. Then you're throwing it in their face to give yourself peace of mind.
Mhm.
That's a true narcissist, straight up. Like the older I get, you know that song by The Weeknd that he redid? I don't want to know.
Oh
if you're
yeah.
playing. I didn't understand till I got older. Cause I was like, yo, if you creeping on me, I want to know that shit. I'm like, nah, I don't want to know. That's between you and God. I don't want to catch nothing, but I cannot ignore the fact, like, yo, if you creep behind my back, great, you're liberated. You're also single now.
Yeah.
Should have just shut the fuck up. What do you think about that?
I don't want to know. That's
No.
cool. No,
At all?
at all.
So if your
Don't
partner
disturb my peace.
told you, yo, I cheated on you, I'm never gonna do it again. What do you think? How would you handle that?
Break up.
You have to break up.
Go play Call of Duty after.
Okay. You?
Damn, that's rough. If my partner cheated on me,
Mm.
I would like to know because I don't want to be stuck in a
But-
relationship where he doesn't respect me enough to either be honest with me
Mhm.
or just not cheat. Like I deserve better, so I don't want to put myself in that situation.
Deathism Rock says, "What up? What up, boy?"
Yeah, the first comment though is hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been staring at it the whole time.
Read it, bro. What are y'all doing? Read it.
Literally just
That says pussy.
yells pussy with it's so much pressure behind that.
This was in reference
it's
to
an
what you were saying earlier today.
aggressive- Yes. It is an aggressively written.
Well, I want to say this, right? So you say you don't want to know, and I mean, you said you want to know.
I
feel
don't
like
wanna
women
really
are
know the
different on
details,
that.
though.
Because I feel like most men wouldn't want to know. Like, mind you, why provoke or throw a rock at the beehive? Like, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. But if you know in your heart you're not gonna do it again, that's between you and God. Why disturb? Why break that person?
Yep.
Now, mind you, you shouldn't be cheating. Period. I don't condone it. I understand it, but I don't condone it.
You've done
I
it
don't
once or
know. I
twice.
just don't
No,
wanna-
I never cheated.
Never.
I don't
Not
wanna
yet.
be
Not
put-
one- like,
I don't want to
Yeah.
be put in a position where, like, you know, let's say my man cheats. He's like, oh my God, I will never do it again, like to himself. And he does good for a while. And then all of a sudden, like you said before, truth comes to light one
Mhm.
way or another. And I end up finding out through the grapevine. What happens?
Well,
Shit hits the fan.
It's gonna hit the fan, but at least
And then I
then,
look like a fool.
if say you confront them, right?
Mhm.
I think it would heal a little bit better in the sense of like the response is like, oh, I didn't tell you because I'm never gonna do it again, and that's something I felt terrible about, and I didn't want to break you.
Would
You
that
know what I'm
help?
saying? I know that this was wrong. I acknowledge it, but now because it was brought to light, that would be his reasoning. Would you actually appreciate that,
Yeah, would
or
that
would
help
you
you
still
out?
be?
Would it make you feel good?
Yeah, would it comfort the blow?
Just
in other
by
words?
knowing that they, like, by them telling you,
Yeah.
that it would never do it again.
I would appreciate the honesty.
Mm.
I don't know what I would feel in that situation, to be honest. Like what I would do, what I would decide. I hope
We need
you
to
know
run
I
an
never get
experiment, my
to
friends.
think that.
But would you guys agree that's what narcissists do? Really, like the whole
Like
apology?
to say though, I'll never do it
because
again.
it's like, yo, you know how many times like, and I think it really sucks about relationships about that you have certain individuals who prey on you like that. You know
I
what
mean,
I'm
I
saying?
don't know if there's a direct correlation between the two. Like narcissists that like I don't believe that every person that says I'll never do it again is a narcissist.
No, it's
Some
it's a
maybe.
breathing ground.
No,
for
no,
it.
yeah, it's like the ones
Okay.
that say it and then
Yeah.
go back and then they cheat again, and then
Exactly.
they go back and they're like,
They're not being
I don't,
hurtful.
I'm not my last.
It's like it's like the type of dude
It's
or
a
the type
Jersey
of girl
Shore
who
cast.
breaks up with you so they can go to the club. They go to the club, do their nah, I mean you're her, and then come back like I want to be with you again. but in their mind, they didn't cheat because you guys were separated. You get what I'm saying? Like some people actually believe that shit.
Yeah, no.
Like I think it's like, would you consider this cheating
Yes.
if your partner and you break up and they get somebody on the rebound ASAP?
Ooh,
Would
the-
you consider that cheating?
Are
still?
we broken up?
You're broken
Like
up.
we're officially broken
over.
up.
But
Like they are no longer
You're
my
done.
girlfriend.
Yes, you're
we
no longer-
don't claim each other anymore.
you don't claim each other.
I
I
think-
don't care.
Technically
No, but what I'm
speaking,
saying is, you say you don't care, but the question is about it is,
is it considered?
say
cheating?
you've been with this person for years. You get what I'm saying? It's over.
Okay.
And not on no bad term shit. It's just over. But
we were on a break.
you see that they rebound quick. What would that do to you? Well, the average person, at least in my opinion, I feel like it's like, how long was this person there?
right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I say, is it considered cheating? To me, I would consider it cheating because if you're able to rebound that quick,
Who hurt him?
you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. A lot of
Life,
people.
Bro,
Life.
End of the
Life for
day,
him.
women,
men and women. It's not
but
just
hear me
women.
out. But like for instance, like all right, so like look, my girl, we broke up. She went and she fucked somebody like 3 days later, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's say that person they knew that person for a while.
Mm.
I would understand because you'd rather fuck someone you know than someone you don't. And at the
Yeah.
same time, it's
Okay.
like you. A lot of people try
From
to
a girl's perspective, I understand. Like, okay,
see.
I understand what he's trying to say.
Okay.
Perfect.
That doesn't mean it's any less fucked up.
It's
because
super fucked up.
because
See that, sir.
you're freshly
Please.
broken up with someone, and at least in his situation, you know, like they break up, his
Yep.
girl fucks a guy 3 days
Yeah,
later.
rebounds.
She knew him because, you know, it's better to fuck someone you know than
No.
someone you don't.
But that's
In that
that's
kind of
the
sense.
date. But to me,
It's
it's like
still
fuck.
very fucked up
Yeah.
because, like, it's
I can't call it cheating. I just feel like
Technically
it's deception
speaking,
at its
it's
finest.
not, but it would be some form of deception because it's like, okay, this person can go your entire lives together, not cheating. But then
Yeah.
the second like shit hits the fan, you guys are officially broken up and aren't
Mhm.
deciding to get back together anytime soon,
Mhm.
immediately goes and finds someone else. And it's like, I know technically speaking, it wouldn't
Mhm.
be considered cheating, but it's still fucked up. Like,
So
wow,
being that you're a woman,
that's
right?
crazy.
Because a lot of times we see when breakups happen, it's very easy for a woman to fucking rebound quicker than a guy is. Let's be
Mhm.
100. You know what I'm saying? What do you think? Why do you think it's women are so quick to rebound and men will be by themselves for like a year before even entertaining that? Why do you think there's such a significant difference between the two?
So, in the scenario
Mm-hmm.
where a man after a breakup chooses to be
We're talking like
isolate.
a real heart breakup. Like we're
Right.
talking years in the making. They broke up. Hold on. Elia says, to be fair, she had the other homie in her mind while with him. Let it sink in. Rebound.
That could
bust.
be it,
I
yeah.
agree. Like
that
that's
could be
like
a
that's
good
fucked
reason.
up.
And if you're gonna break up, bro, she already clocked out a while ago. So obviously
Facts.
she's talking.
She's
She's already
done.
thinking about other people. Yeah, she clocked out mentally. That's why
Because-
you can't be like, oh no, my
No, you
God.
can't.
And that's why she
yeah,
blocked
you're
out
right.
mentally.
Because if I feel like if you're there, like, oh, how could she do?
You're
you still,
clueless.
I think I personally would appreciate it because it lets you know what type of person you were really dealing with.
You
Yeah,
And
think
now you can go back and
Right.
realize the shit that you should have really stuck on and paid attention to your gut feeling. It gives you an opportunity to go back, reclass, identify, and make sure you don't bring that into your next relationship. It's beautiful to see true colors, even though it could be painful,
Mhm.
but it's essential
Yeah.
for your growth. You know what I'm saying? Because mind you, if you were your man's, you know, God forbid you and your man's break up, and this nigga got a shorty, the shorty that he said don't worry about is there.
got me fucked up.
Like, no
I'm
doubt.
raging.
But my thing is,
I'm going to his place and burning all
but-
those things.
Why?
Oh
You're
shit!
going to
You bust the
jail.
windows out of his car. But the thing is,
I don't give a fuck. I'm turning toxic.
But
You are
you-
not gonna
but-
tell me. You're not gonna say sweet things to me one day, and then another day cheat on me, and then as soon as I don't mean cheat. I'm sorry. I take it
Yeah.
back. I mean like as soon as you break up,
but you
go
see
with
how
someone
you would
else.
consider it cheating because it's like I get it. It sounds
Because
crazy.
we were
to,
in each other's hearts, even though verbally we both
It
stated
was
we're
real
not
for me.
together
It may not have been
anymore.
real for you, but it was real
Right.
for me. And I think
Right.
that's where like breakups could really get nasty because essentially even though you can have a clean
Yo.
breakup,
Period. Clock out mentally is a crazy excuse. Like, how are you gonna waste someone's time?
That's right,
Facts.
ladies.
Period.
Say that.
facts. I don't like that shit.
What's
Because
wrong
when
with
people
y'all?
say like they clock out mentally,
Tell me.
a lot of women say it. You know what I'm saying? A lot. I
Tell
hear
me when
more
it
women
happens.
say that than men. It's like, yo, it's a partnership, right? You want to build with your partner. You want to basically build with them.
Right.
So when I see that goes down, it's always going to be associated to cheating because it's like, damn, at least have enough respect for the relationship to give it time. You know what I'm saying? You were quick to fucking like it would make the other person on the other side feel worthless. You know what I'm saying? That whole saying, those who care the most in a relationship hold the least power. The one who doesn't give a fuck holds the most power. And I think like, so to go back to the question, why do you think men, most cases and not, are slow to pick up sticks and women are aggressively quick to pick up sticks?
I think, you know, because women clock out. I feel like
Hold on. Elias goes, heart's been broke so many times. I don't know what to believe. Mama said it's my fault. It's my fault. Wear my heart on my sleeves. Yeah.
no, but like you mentioned in the comments,
Mhm.
some women, they clock out mentally. I mean, I feel like some men do, but in the case that you're explaining, you know, women clock out of the relationship, and then once it's officially over, like, okay, it's not considered cheating anymore. You know, they're just like,
But
time to
because
have fun.
the argument is,
But
right?
men, it's more of like it just hit him in the face. They didn't have time to actually process what's going on, and then they spend however much time they need to grieve and process.
But I think if a woman clocks out mentally, if you're aware in your relationship, you should know that happens, right? So if you're caught off guard, it means you had no idea what's going on in your
You're
relationship.
oblivious.
You're oblivious to what's going on. So yeah, you can spend time like, oh my God, what happened? Where did it all go wrong? But like, just go back months. You didn't do this. You didn't do this.
Yeah, there's always going to be a paper trail of history.
Yeah.
So I will say this, right? I think what's crazy is I feel like the reason why women are quick to bounce back and get into a relationship ultra quick or entertain somebody quick, and this is not to give them a pass or anything, but women love really on the guidance of survival, right? Men love on the presence of support and foundation. And the reason why I say that, you find women, ideally, a woman looks for some characteristics of a man of protection, support, growth. You get what I'm saying? So because of that, I feel like women let the clock, that mental clock in their head, go against them from time to time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, I'm not getting any younger. I would need to, get my shit together. I need to find somebody who's down to have kids. And you know what I'm saying? Like the pressure's on versus the guy is like, damn, bro, I really gave this my all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just going to fall back a little bit because I want something real. I just don't want to get in the mix and entertain shit. And I'm not saying women entertain shit. It's just that dynamic, because that invisible clock that's in each other's heads, it makes you move and operate different. Because naturally, a woman wants to basically have somebody who could provide, a person who could basically upscale their, characters and whatnot. So if women love you based on survival instincts versus your mother loves you for your own survivor instincts, you get what I'm saying? So meaning like my mom, the shit she feeds me is so I can survive. The shit that my partner feeds me is for us to survive if it's correct. But if it's toxic, it's like, so I can survive. I need to get the cream of the crop so I make sure I'm straight. Mm-hmm. And that's what happens with a lot of these toxic relationships because, and I can't put it only on women because men do the same shit. They get with a partner because of what that person's able to do. Now, how do you dissect that? Like, is there a way to fix that? Do you think there's a way to fix it?
Of course.
Dina.
I'm gonna say this very clearly.
Well,
so right, so
hold on.
So everyone
light a candle.
Here we go. Right, dim the lights.
Dímelo.
So what you want to do to avoid this situation? One, I mean, I'm gonna give you a list of steps, so there's no way you could get lost. Right,
step by step, guys.
Right. So
step by step. Go. Get your notebook out.
Step one, you're gonna get to know the person that you like. You're gonna get to know them. It might take you a year, 2, 5, depends on how often you hang out.
A tree, a 4.
Could take you a while, right? But get to know that person. 2,
slowly move into dating. What's the rush? Now you spend time together. You know that you like them, right? Now you've made this movement. This only applies if after all the time you spend together, you're like, damn, this person, I want to spend more time with them. Right. So you're at that point, we're going the positive, right? You're at that point, slowly get into dating and do some fun things and make it about them and enjoy yourself. 3, make sure that when it comes to marriage, you both have an understanding that now you're gonna spend time together, but
Same page.
you're both gonna grow. And you might be different in 5 years and 10, like,
well, that's one thing guaranteed. You're gonna change.
So, make
You're
sure that
going
that
to
person
change. Yeah.
is somebody who's gonna understand that and change with you and adapt and 4, when when little shitty situations come and stuff, communicate, speak, go, hey, this made me feel like shit. Hey, you didn't do this, which would not bother me, but only because I told you 700 fucking times. Like, you just communicate, speak on the moment of, don't let things linger forever until the day that you finally just had enough and you're like, I cut you off mentally. I'm done.
But what you're saying is correct. But I will say
Should
this.
be happy after that.
I will say this. I agree with you on that. But also, guys, one of the most important things that you have to think of is your delivery.
Your delivery,
Your delivery has to be on point because in these cases, it's not life and death situation. No. When it's a life death situation, you can't get mad at the fucking delivery. You need to pay attention to the message. Mm-hmm. But when you're basically at a calm level, your delivery is what's going to be sustainable for your relationship. So if you botch up the delivery, there's going to be voids created in that instance. You get what I'm saying? So I always say that because your partner is a reflection of you. You ever heard attitude reflects leadership? Yeah. So if you treat your partner like shit, if your leadership is shit, your partner's probably going to treat you like shit. Oh. Vice versa. Yep. So...
We. Yeah, man. Of course. But look, that applies to people who even go there. I barely know anybody nowadays who just take the time to get to know somebody before dating right away.
But here's the thing. So you said, okay, we were talking about that earlier, right? Mm-hmm. I think the issue, I know we're going on a tangent, but when it comes to like dating, makes it so critical is like, it's an interview. It's really a fucking interview. When you're basically meeting somebody, it's an interview to see things like this is the person who they are. And even then, it's a front. Like, you ever heard like fuck the honeymoon phase, give me the real you? Mm-hmm. Like, to me, I don't think people's relationships are sustainable or real till you're willing to fart and take a shit in front of your partner.
Yeah,
I know that sounds crazy.
No, that's just a level of comfort. That's normal. Yeah. That's normal.
It is normal. But imagine how many people hold in their farts because they're not comfortable in front of their partners.
You're not with the right person. I mean, it just boils down to literally.
You may not be with the right person, but you say take your time. But that's where the clock factor comes in. I personally believe that most females. They have, like, how our back's against the wall, we have a biological they have a biological clock, we have a financial clock.
What clock do we really have?
That's why I always apply as a side piece.
Yeah, you literally always get the job as a side piece.
I never see. I don't think I can ever be the side piece.
Let me tell you something.
It's fun.
I've you see videos or like you hear from like friends. People start dating up. They're getting to know people, and I don't know why it just sits with me like the wrong way when people that are dating when they're starting to dating again, their whole process is like, nah, I mean, we're having fun, but I don't want to like really open up yet. Like,
you don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, you don't want to ruin it, and to me, it's just weird because it's like, okay, if you're dating casually, by all means, you're setting that boundary. Yeah. But eventually, you're gonna meet someone who wants. They like the surface area first, and they want to get to know the second layer and then the third layer. They want to get to know you deep down, but you're building up this wall and you're not letting them go through. Set a very clear boundary of, hey, this is just casual. Like, I don't plan on showing anybody.
50 if we fuck.
But it's with a relationship comes, the goods, the bads, the responsibility. You're gonna have to show your partner your layers.
Okay, so you say show your partners. We see how like the dating world sucks right now. I don't know. Well, you're in a relationship. You're out here in the streets like I am, and I think like
I'm a homebody. I'm not available for nobody.
But you see, this is what fucks me up. Like a lot of people I know that are single, they're like, "Oh, I just want to find somebody good." I'm like, "What are you waiting on? The Amazon driver?"
Yes. One day Bezos will have us.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got to get out there and mingle, and you got to meet people. You know what I'm saying? And that I think that's what makes the dating so hard because so many people have been fucked over. The one thing we're scared of is wasting our time. We can't get that back. You know what I'm saying? The time invested, can't get that back. And then it's like you ever seen that stream where it's like, oh, a man got to break like $300 to $1,000 on the date. You know what I'm saying? For me to take him serious. Like, do they not have a concept of how hard it is to actually make money? A concept of like value?
Just avoid those women. Just avoid.
But that's the thing. But the truth is, a date versus getting to know somebody. You know what I'm saying? When it's date, that's why like when you're in a relationship, you stay dating, you still have to stay invested. But if you put a title on it, at least in my opinion, when you say there's a minimum, you're telling the dude your price. You know what I'm saying? And even then, that's why I feel like modern men are now saying, well, if I'm going to take you out, I should get sex in return because your requirement is this much. And realistically, there's an invisible exchange of you being a prostitute if that's the case. Because you're telling them you have a price. Oh, if you don't spend $1,000, I'm not even considering you. So they're like, well, if I'm going to pay $1,000, I expect something back in return. And then it's fucked up. Like it's really fucked. Because ideally, I think I speak for him and, you know, Louis, like, yo, dudes just want somebody they can vibe with and see what it turns into. We're not looking for the whole fucking glitter bomb and bullshit. The idea is get to know that person, know their interests, see what you like, see what you don't like. But because it's time and that's true value is your time, you don't want to waste it. And I feel like people put these sanctions on those times in order to make sure they're getting the benefit of it. And that's where the selfishness comes in because that's really all it is. If you want to be, you know, women get taken out, it's like the dude who tested the chick at the restaurant, takes her out. Yo, I ain't got it right now. You think you can hold me down? Her response was shit, but he was testing her. You know what I'm saying? So like when it comes to that, like what do you think
did she say?
In
that scenario.
So in the video, as the dude's basically asking her to pay for it, it's like, yo, her interest just went down. You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing. Most dudes just want to know shorty has his back. Nothing more, nothing less. If you show us that you have our back, we're good. We're straight. But I feel like somewhere out the line, these modern women don't have it like that anymore. Like, it's not a common sense to them. Like, when was the last time you went on a date, cuz? And when you did go on a date, what were some, like, things that set you off that made you like, yeah, I'm good? And boy, you got to blow the cobwebs off?
No, my last date was fun. I haven't had a bad date. But then again, I don't go out with women who are weird and like do these like I am just naturally drawn to
homebody
who like just cool ass girls. Like yeah, if I don't have it, I'm not gonna. I don't tell somebody first. I think that's weird. Go on a date with someone and be like, yeah, let's see what they can do. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I've been like short on a date once, and she was like, she just paid the whole bill, and I was like. Word,
wow.
You know, like yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's fine. I feel like if you're not hanging out with people like that, then yeah, you're doing life wrong. At some point, you fucked up, made a mistake somewhere where like now the people around you that you attract aren't even good for you. So go fix your life. Go get saved and dipped in water, baptized, flipped around.
This boy,
go clean yourself.
No, but you're not wrong, bro.
Yeah, man,
you're
like,
not wrong.
You should be able
like
to
the dating scene sucks. Like it really does. Like yo, I tried a new dating app. Okay,
Bumble.
No,
Grindr.
It was. Fuck? No, man. Like, no, dude. I just caught. Boy, you stupid. It's called.
Drake, dude.
Hold me.
Hold me.
Hole
like with a hole.
HOL.
Oh, that's some horny ass shit.
Look at the face.
It has hole in the name. That's some horny ass shit.
But here's the thing. I got on there, right? And like, yo, my shit, I posted one picture, blew up.
Post a picture of what?
Just me and my, a picture of me at the beach, like my selfie.
Why is it saying to like
pay? But here's where it gets crazy. See on the bottom, you see all the messages?
Yeah.
And then like I still, even though I'm not paying for that
Damn,
shit.
you want to
because-
trade pics?
what?
Some girls like, hey, you trying to trade pics?
Swear.
Yeah, and she
No, I'm
sent you a
serious.
photo.
Look, you got all excited.
Damn, hey,
Look,
hon.
Nah.
It's the notification
What
is
does
going on the
HRU
loop.
mean?
How are you?
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, I should have known that, but I did.
You see the notifications are going
Yeah.
in the loop.
So like with this, like
Damn.
I
Save
it
some
was
pussy for
cool.
the rest of us.
Man, shut up.
Shit.
What the thing is, like with dating app, it's so fixated on bullshit, bro. Like a lot of shorties out there, a lot of dudes, it's like they're delusional. Like everyone thinks they're the fucking prize. The prize is being able to feel what you feel and build something. But like if you're going in like, yo, this is me, this is my status,
Oh yeah, Christian
it
Mingles.
takes away. Christian
Oh, you
Mingles.
should have gone on that one. Out of all the ones, you went to the one with hole in the name.
It was on TikTok.
You're
I
not
said, let me
looking
see
for
what's
love.
good.
You're looking for a quick fuck.
No, I'm actually, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm just looking for a friend. That's
Go on
it.
Bumble.
Then you don't go on those apps for that, bro.
Listen,
You
at
go
the end
you
of the
go to
day-
Starbucks and you laugh when the person next to you, or like you go to, like what I do is I go to Publix and then I order a sub, and then on the so off chance, because it happened 3 days ago,
Yeah.
when someone next to me was also ordering a chicken tender sub, but he had his order before me, and the lady asked him what cheese, and he asked for a certain one that they didn't have, and I was like, you know, if I was you, I would get Monster cheese. I mean, it's just the best
Monster or
one that they have.
Monster?
Look, it's Monster, but you know, whatever.
I'm just asking.
I think it's Monster. I don't think they spell Monster.
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely you in there. And then I was like, look, that's what I get. I'm gonna get it right now. I'm actually getting chicken tender. He was like, oh, word. I was like, yeah, I get this like all the week, every week. And he was like, that's unhealthy. And then
No,
we,
but
and you build friends. Friends don't go on those apps.
well, okay, let me break it down. What I'm saying when I say you're right, and this is the thing.
You
Like,
wanna just be honest with yourself.
I'm not trying. Listen, if I wanted to get some kitty cat out there, I already know where to go, who to get it from. That's
So-
just fact.
So why do you
But-
need the app?
Because the truth is, like, yo, it's the socializing thing, right? Like, you want to
Sweaty.
be social, you want to meet people. And the truth is, like, when you meet people, you just want to basically chill. It's like these things are aggressive, bro. And when I say aggressive, like, shorties my age in the mid 30s, closer to 40 than they are 30, dog, the shit that comes out their mouth is like, I will have 2 kids. I will basically have a boy. And it's like, yo, chill. Like, I don't give a shit. It'd be masturbation. I don't give a fuck. Like, you're crazy. And the young shorties, it's like, dog, like, I come from an era, and I think you guys could agree, you guys come from that era too, where, yo, to socialize was basically showing interest at a house party and going out. You find somebody you click with, you see where it goes. It's like almost that shit is non-existent now.
No, it is, bro. It's
But-
just
but-
people are they're trying to find it through dating apps. Like you'll never find that
I agree.
on these things, and that's what's like. Everybody uses that shit. I
Yeah.
don't. I don't need it. I'm beautiful, but yeah, everybody they use that and then think it's gonna lead to something, and those are all just quick fucks or like maybe a lifelong
Mm.
friend, but that's not anything ever serious. And I don't mean to keep pointing that way. Yeah,
No,
it's
no,
not
you-
just you, it's everybody.
No, but I agree with you because these dating apps, what ends up happening with it is like it could fuck you up mentally, like if you ain't doing something right or you're doing something wrong. And it's like, yo, me personally, how many times have I had to delete that shit because it's like you get overwhelmed. When a dude's really saying they're trying to chill and vibe, I mean that shit. Because the truth is, like, you want somebody that you could say was a friend. You don't want to meet somebody who rushes into it.
Good luck
And-
trying to find a girl to believe you.
That's another
Because
thing.
there's an insane amount of men that
But
don't
you-
feel that way.
Yeah.
I feel you though.
Like-
it's nice to have a friend that just chills.
Yeah, bro.
I
Like
have
you
this-
seen, like you even said it, the low love bombing shit. And I saw some shit like love bombing is literally what narcissistic people do.
I'm sorry.
Is they love bomb because what it does is if it's too good to be true, then it's not real.
Damn,
you
I'm
ever?
sorry. I be love bombing. I apologize.
But that's our behavior. Like our love
It's like
bombing
the
is
show.
like just us being a good friend. And that's usually how it came about. Like, yo, you meet a shorty, you became cool with her, you guys were friends first. Then it potentially grew into something after the fact. But it's kind of absurd to bypass that and get into a relationship. That's why I feel like shit is so fucked up because it can't work like that. For every relationship that works, that I've seen that works and is actually has longevity in it, is they were friends before. You know what I'm saying? They were actually friends. They didn't just come out
Right.
the gate and be like, oh, yo, we're going to make it official. Like,
But to be honest, okay, if you think about it, you know, I may be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but the amount of people that were friends first and the date after
Mhm.
didn't think or assume that they were going to be something
Facts.
other than friends. Like, you know, because when you're friends with someone, the first thing that's not on your mind is, okay,
I'm trying to tap that.
You know, I mean, maybe the guys will be like, damn, like, she hot, I could tap that. But, like, you know, if they're respectful, they'll be like, no, she's my friend. Like, she's a homie. She's cool, whatever. And, like, people who want to date and want to find someone that ride or die and whatnot, they think, okay, let's, like, take it slow. Let's date. Let's be friends, but let's be exclusive friends. Like, I don't want to fuck with anyone else but you because, you know, at first glance, you know, obviously I think you're attractive, you're my type, you know, I think you have a great personality. I want to get to know you more exclusively. I don't want to get to know anyone else, even though we'll do friendly things.
Damn, dog.
You know,
You broke all the barriers. You won.
Yeah.
You are the prize.
In case y'all don't know, man, we have Arre. Oh shit, I did it! What? Word! I rolled the R. I rolled the R.
hey, Jason!
I'm still Haitian. I ain't turning Dominican. You know what I'm saying? But
Congrats.
yeah, like her man's in the studio, and it's dope when you see that. Even Bert and his wife, great friends in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And it grew. That's how I always felt like the blueprint worked. You know what I'm saying? That's usually the blueprint to a great foundation is friendship.
I don't know. Someone in the comments tell me, like, you know, friends first, relationship after. Like, did you guys assume that you were going to be more than friends at one point? Like, because I didn't.
Tell me why we're just friends.
You got a friend of me is accurate song.
Because I don't know. There's just something that's weird if, like, let's say I'm single and a guy comes up to me, he's like, damn, like, you know, like, I want to be friends first. And it's like,
but it's like insult to injury when you do that, though, because a lot of shorties, sorry to cut you off, but shorties basically look at me sideways, like, "What are you on to?" Like, no, I just want to chill. Like,
but just
fucking
say it.
I think it's the delivery.
That might be the issue because
I think
I'm
you
very
should date them
okay
exclusively, but don't rush into things.
I agree with you. I don't think it. So before we go on a tangent, final thoughts on this because you know we're burning up.
Let me know in the comments, guys. I really want to know if you know what Jason is saying. I want to be friends first. Like, okay, well, if you're friends first, there's what's the majority of people actually assuming, okay, we're gonna 3 months down the line of us being friends, we're gonna start dating. No, like that's like you don't put like a timestamp on these things. Like feelings just happen.
They grow. Feelings grow naturally. Final thoughts, my G.
Stay inside, get a pet. It's scary outside.
Wait, what? What'd you say?
Stay inside, get a pet. It's scary outside. I mean, shit. I feel like that could backfire because sometimes, like, having a pet could literally take you away from your possibilities.
Good. Great. I don't need anybody, but if you are looking for somebody, I want to eventually have a barn house style home with a, you know, like a nice ranch, modern style, nice big, you know, with a family and a good career. You know, I cook and clean, you know. Hey.
Hey, man, listen, I cook, I clean,
and
I fix cars and bikes and outlets and water heaters.
You're a handyman.
And your pipes.
And your pipes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I think you guys should fill out boyfriend applications and post it on the internet.
I just learned about that the other day. Boyfriend application. I didn't even know that shit existed.
What?
That shit's crazy.
There is still a line back up from 2020 for mine.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, let's definitely work on your boyfriend application and let's post it on the internet.
All right. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm just chilling. I think that's what pisses a lot of people off, especially at my age, that I'm good. I'm just chilling. I'm not in the rat race like y'all. What's for me will be for me, and what's not for me is not gonna be for me, bro. As simple as that. Another thing that messes up, and final thoughts of it, that messes up a lot of shit. If the person wanted to, they would. And I think that's where my problem is. Because I know if you wanted to engage me and you wanted to see what's good, you would. There's nothing stopping you.
Yeah, but then they would, and then you're gonna be like, oh my god, no, just let me be friends.
Shut up.
I'm gonna make you a website called lovingonlogic.com. We'll set up a couple pictures of you, a little profile bio, you know, everything you said there was just you know,
just the tip of the iceberg. But tell them where they can find you.
All right, guys, you can find me on Instagram. It's my name, Natalie, 2 I's, 2 E's _01.
Yeah.
You find me on Whoa Adrian, and if you can't spell whoa, oh God, I'm so sorry for you.
You said "woy" first, right?
Woy.
You know what that
Woy.
means? Like
Woy.
"woy," that's a Haitian thing. Woy, woy.
That sounds like a very like pirate thing.
woy,
Mate.
woy,
Or,
Jesus.
I don't know.
woy.
I just like stuff that sounds like
Yeah.
that. Just
Nah, I feel
aggressively
you.
funny.
See Gearhead Logic, yo. You can find me at Logic142. Yo, we appreciate. Make sure if this is your first time, you hit that like and subscribe button. Today was just us chilling.
Yeah,
You know, it
having a
was
good
good,
time.
yo. Everyone's doing good. We hope y'all having good times, yo. Let us know. Hit us up in the comments, yo.
Mhm.
Discord's on there. You know, we're just chilling, bro. Sometimes life moves so fast. We gotta.
We would like
Double
to
back
thank
and
you
describe.
guys because we hit 300 subscribers.
Yes,
We hit
man.
300 subscribers. Thank you guys. Pass the baton, yo.
We're gonna
And again, if you
Oh.
got your business out there, any local
I think-
businesses, holla at your boy.
I don't know.
We love to put on, bro. That's what it's all about. Help us get further.
shave
So-
Logic's goatee at 500 subscribers. So let's get there.
We're gonna what?
We're gonna shave Logic's goatee. Oh, that was 1,000
All
subscriber
right.
thing.
If we get to 500, I'll shave it all off.
Perfect.
Let's get
I'll
there,
shave
guys.
it
If
all
you guys
off.
want to see naked Jason.
Perfect.
I'm gonna look like a naked mole rat, bro. That's just crazy. And as you know, this is one thing for sure,
And
two things for certain, man. Holla.
Let's get it. I have to end it too.
So I basically agreed